What's the deal with data? That's one of the most common questions we get after doing a GIS workshop. Teachers are very eager to not just take and bake with what we've given them, but they want to start to customize and make their own data sets. And that's our goal over the next couple of weeks, is to get you into making your own data. So what is the deal with data? The deal with data is that it connects the what to where. And the what are the attributes of the features on the Earth, and the where is the geographic location in which those points need to be placed, or those lines need to be placed, or those areas need to be placed. When we're thinking of a GIS data model, keep in mind that you're allowing these real locations to be digitized and stored in a database so that they can be manipulated. They can be turned, layers can be turned on and off, they can be filtered, they can be re-symbolized, and to help you solve a problem. Here's a nice graphic that we like to use in our presentations to show you what are we looking at when we look at a map. Well, you're looking at an abstract representation of geographic features that are geographically referenced to real-world locations. And so you see real-world locations on the left, the features on the Earth there in the middle, and then what it looks like after you've digitized it. The real power of that is once you have all these different data sets, you can manipulate them by turning them on or off, as you all have seen this week working with geo inquiries. The real power of turning on and off layers, I always call it the power of layers. So points, lines, and polygons, that's what those are the main types of data sets that you need for classroom use. Here we have the geo inquiry age of exploration. The line data are the lines of routes of explorers, symbolized by the country they explored for. You've got a customized pop-up there for one of the lines showing Christopher Columbus's route with a embedded image of a bar graph showing the number of ships. You've also got some point data there that is symbolized based on which country controlled those trading ports in Africa or Asia, and we have some polygon data up at the top of the map with the different kingdoms in Europe. Some issues that you might run into with data, and something to keep in mind, is when is too much, and when is too little, and that's something for you to think about. How much time do you want to spend on data? Data can take a long time, and so you've got to find that sweet spot for your classroom of when do you have enough data, and also if you're digitizing line data or polygon data, what level of detail do you really need to convey your point and to enhance your instruction. Once you collect data, different maps require different types of data. Sometimes you simply want data that is named something, and you just want different names for the features. You've got a layer map of rivers, and you want to just know that the kids know that that's the James River, and that's the Mississippi River, and that's the Rio Grande River, so it's nominal data. And so sometimes your data is really simple, and it's just named data sets. Sometimes you want to categorize your data. Most common one we use in my classroom is interstates, when we're doing traffic analysis and needing to know which ones are our major interstates, which ones are major roads, which ones are minor roads, which ones are unimproved roads. So thinking about, sometimes you want to group your data based on categories. Sometimes you want to rank your data as small, medium, or large. And again, so just thinking about times when you might want to simplify your message by categorizing your data points and data features. And finally, numerical data, and all that is that's what it is. It's numbered data. Amount of rainfall, amount of snowfall, the temperature, number of casualties during a battle. So numerical data can be very powerful, and there are some analyses that can't be done without numerical data. So speaking of data, let's just look at this map real fast. This is the sacred space, sacred place geo inquiry. What we have here is a simple point data set, which we found the latitude and longitude points for these sacred spots or sacred places, and we then categorized it based on the religion that they belong to, and we symbolized it so that then students could look at it and they could click on it to find out more about the point by reading the notes. But this right here, this is a very simple data set. I think it was about 30 features, and it took probably a couple of hours to build. Here's another one, some points, lines, and polygons. The polygons are symbolized based on the category of which side were the countries on, and so you've got the Axis powers in red and the Allied powers in blue, and you can see Britain and France there. We also have categorical data based on the colors of the invasion lines going to Normandy. But when you click on the pop-up for the line, we've also got some numerical data in there for the number of troops that were involved in each invasion line and the estimated casualties. We then also have some point data showing key locations during the D-Day invasion. We have important ports that we symbolize with big old battleships, and then we have key Normandy towns that we've got symbolized with little black dots on the map. So just showing you again the power of data. Some data options for you. What are your options? One, if it exists, you can use it. Perhaps even modify it for your purposes. If it doesn't exist, you're going to have to create it or collect it. Your options are to digitize it, create a table and record location addresses or coordinates, or go out with a GPS unit and collect it using GPS units or smartphones. That would then be tied to a database that you would then bring in to a GIS. Again, GIS links attribute and spatial data together. You'll have a table of data, then you have map data, so your attribute table is connected to the points, lines, or areas on your map. This week we'll be working, this course you'll mostly be working with what we call flat files or database management systems. It's a flat file, also known as a spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet. And you'll have your records as rows and then your attributes as columns. And you'll get some practice this week working with these types of flat files. So over the next 2 weeks, you will create data by adding address data. You'll be adding latitude and longitude data this week. And then next week, we'll move into more about how to create your data collector applications to crowdsource data using ArcGIS Online Collector tools, such as Collector for ArcGIS Online or the GeoForm. So, glad you're still with us, and let's get on with making some data. Thanks.